What is up, everybody? Dan De Silva here from eCom Dudes, obviously. Now, this is a very, very highly exclusive eCom Dudes video. Now, the reason being is because today we're going to be talking about customer service. Now, this is something that I really want to go ahead and mention. I'm going to get in front of the screen over here and talk to you about this. The number one thing that's going to determine you from all your competition is customer service. Now, I'm going to kind of give you the little tricks, tips, and techniques that you want to do in order to go out there and make sure that your customer has the highest possible rating with your company with customer service. Now, again, this is something that we're always looking to improve on because customer service has a direct relation, okay, to how much money you make. 1,000,000%. All right, it has a direct relation. There's no question about it. So when it comes down to it is how can we make sure that a lot of people, they're only focusing a little bit on customer service, an email here or there. But once you actually start rolling out some more techniques that I'm going to show you, it's actually going to be a lot easier for you. So we're going to focus on two specific things, okay? We're going to focus on email direct support, all right? And then what we're going to be focusing on secondly is live in-call support. So it could be LIS technically. So live in-call support. So what does this mean, in-call support? So in-call, I like to think about it as in, can somebody reach you live through a few means? Which is either, again, I've never seen a company do this, but you never know how the world might change. So face-to-face support, all right? So that's like on Skype and whatnot for smaller companies as well, if that, depending on what you sell. Face-to-face support, Skype, Zoom, a bunch of other type of face-to-face video conferencing platforms as well. But then you have phone, okay, which I'd say 50% of you probably have, and if you don't, I'll discuss how we can get phone to be set up as well. And we're also going to be talking about a company and other live chat supports, Intercom. So these are the two that I'm going to suggest, and I'm going to put, if you're going to put all your eggs in one basket, you're going to be focusing 100% on Intercom. And I'll tell you why, and I'll break down why these are all really important. But we're going to start off with phone and Intercom first. So when it comes down to phone, there's a few things that you want to do, all right? First thing for phone, I'll put it right here, phone. Okay, we'll break this up. Phone, and then we have live chat support. So phone, you have a few options over here. You can get a 1-800 redirect, all right? Now you can go online, if HostGator I know has this as well if you're using HostGator. Literally so many different services. You can have a 1-800 number and they'll literally redirect it to any phone service that you want. Or if you don't want to spend money on that, what I would suggest is going ahead and setting up a Google Voice. Now, Google Voice is very important as well. When you provide a phone number, keep this in mind, what's also going to be expected from your company is an address, right? So here's a few things, okay? Something that everyone needs to realize is that address can be where you live, all right? So where you live, or a P.O. box. Now, to be completely honest, a lot of people are very weary to put where they live. But here's the thing, out of all the stores, thousands of sales that I've done, I have never gotten anything in regards to customer complaints, refunds, or anything at my personal mailbox, in my personal inbox, okay? So let me just go ahead and kind of move over here, make sure we're still in frame, cool. So right here, let me just go over it, just in case I was, so right back to where I was think I was standing in front of it a little bit. You can get a 1-800 redirect number, and that's pretty simple. You just go on Google, just look for 1-800 redirect, you pay for it, you can add it everywhere on your site. Or Google Voice. Google Voice, like I said before, is something free, very easy to use. It kind of creates something more personable rather than a 1-800 number. It'll give you a local area code type of number. And then to tie it all in, you can either add in an address of where you live or a P.O. box, whatever one you really want to go ahead and do. It's completely up to you. I personally do where I live all the time. I've never once gotten any type of return mail or anything to my address. And I think that's actually due to my post office rather than me having my address freely available. But that's a completely different thing. So again, phone number, 1-800 redirect is going to be your best bet and what I would suggest as well. So live chat support, LCS. Over here, we have LCS. We're gonna be using Intercom, okay? Now, intercom, this is why it's the best. This is gonna directly, okay, this is gonna have the biggest impact on your direct sales, okay? So biggest impact, okay, biggest impact on your revenue, okay? Biggest impact on your actual money that you make. Now, why? Because your customers that are gonna be coming to you with questions, most of the time, if you can provide them an answer rapidly, they typically will spend more money than what they were going to spend. So if they go ahead and just reach your site, ask you a question, they spend $0, what's gonna happen is rather than them just looking at one specific type of item, what's gonna happen if you have an upsell process in place, because you answered their question like that, or you had a live support system there to answer their questions, they're more than likely going to buy more items from you. So this right here is going to have, that's why it has a direct correlation with your revenue, because it increases it when somebody's live and replying, because people just want, all right, what I call instant gratification. So the IG, people want instant gratification. That's all they want. Is they have a question and they want to get it answered like that, or within a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is. That's why when we call people, we hate customer support, because we hate waiting around. People want instant gratification. If you can support that with intercom, then what's going to happen here is it's going to make your life easier. And for those of you who don't know what intercom is think about this thing. When you go to any website now, you see this in like the bottom right-hand corner, and it has like this little bubble above it with some messages and then a little X icon. Pretty much the same concept. You're gonna have it on your site. If you're using Shopify, easily able to integrate with it. WooCommerce as well, you're gonna have to do a little bit of custom coding, but it'll be in there unless you have a third-party application. If you do, good for you. Go ahead and install intercom. So where do you find, the last question I could possibly imagine everyone's asking, running out of paper here. I think this might be the last, one of the last ones. So where do you find these people, right? Rather than wasting paper, I'm just gonna go back to our first one. And right here, you actually find them at Upwork, okay? Now, you find them at Upwork for live support, $2 to $3, okay? Oops, $2 to $3 per hour. Now you're probably like, well, Dan, isn't that counterproductive because we're looking for somebody in the US? Here's the thing. They're just answering questions, okay? So all you need to do for the very first week or so, all you need to do, now keep in mind, I'm gonna give you the exact formula here. Train 2 people. Train 2 people for live support. Give them 12 hours and 12-hour shifts, okay? So 2 times 12-hour shifts. Now, the first person you teach is going to go ahead and teach the second person, okay? So what happens here? Pretty simple. You're going to not only train one person, but you're gonna train him on how to train more people, and the second person goes ahead and what he's gonna do is he's gonna train a bunch of other people that he hires, and it goes on and on and on. So it just becomes one big breeding ground of training, and you have 2 support guys. You have 2 support guys that are helping you work hand in hand with what needs to get done and question and answers. Now here's the thing. You're gonna say, well then how do they remember all these answers? Very simple. Go to docs.google.com, okay? So Google Docs, right here. Google Docs. What you're gonna do is go ahead and have every Q&A inside the Google Doc that people can just quickly run a search for. And again, these questions, once they keep doing it over and over and over again, they're gonna know exactly what to say, etc. So it just takes some time to catch on, but this is the process, okay? Customer service, very, very, very important. All right, so live in-call support. It could be a phone number, it can be live chat, whatever it is, face-to-face support. That's depending on the niche. More than likely, 99.9% of us don't work with that. I do in one of my businesses, but it's not very heavily involved into that support system. Rather, phone will do a lot of work for you as well, but intercom and actual live chat support is going to help you out the most. Followed with putting all your question and answers in a Google Doc and training the very first guy that you hire at $2 to $3 an hour, training him on every single question that comes through. You're gonna have to put time and effort forward in order to go ahead and train him in the beginning, in the initial, in the start. But I'm gonna tell you right now, it's gonna be worth it when he trains the second guy and the second guy goes and trains everybody. So then what do you have right here? What does this become? You're gonna become the CEO, then you have a manager, and then he manages, okay, somebody else, and they manage all the people that they hire. So that's what I'm setting you up for right here is, again, think about it like this, ready? This is me, I'm the CEO, I hire somebody to handle all the support, right? And then once they know everything, they hire somebody that they teach it to, and then that person becomes the instructor for all the other hires as well. So I only have to work with this guy. I only have to work with the first guy. You know why? Because I managed him and I put him in a managerial position, which allows him to go out there and work with everybody else. If I tell him I need 5 new support people on this new site, this new brand that I'm rolling out, I only have to answer, he only has to answer to me, and I only have to question him. Because if the job isn't getting done, it's his fault, right? Not the second, not the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh person. It's the person right below me who gets all the heat for it, of course. So again, that's the process that I'm setting you up for. This is what you want to follow right here, okay? And obviously your support, once you have it down pat, it's going to be the best thing ever. You're going to come to me and say, holy cow, the customer support had a massive, massive part to do with this. Now I'm going to tell you right now from the beginning, if you don't have a massive, massive budget, but your stores are making sales, invest in customer service, okay? So obviously advertisement is number 1, and then customer service is number 2. What you want to go ahead and reinvest in very heavily. And if you can't do 24-hour shifts all day around the clock, what I would suggest is the typical 9 to 5, having one person there at $2 to $3 an hour. And that's the system that you want to run. And this is where I'm going to leave it off right here, okay? So this was the customer service section of eCom Dudes, and not really the section, but kind of the little extra video that I wanted to go ahead and make for everybody, because there's a lot of money being left over here, and I'm sad to say I see a lot of people drop the ball on customer service, even some massive companies as well. Customer service is massively, massively important. So again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you soon.